Yeah! I'm gonna prove once and for all that the Sun God Nika is the biggest retcon ever created, and One Piece doesn't make any sense anymore. One Piece fanboys love coming to my comment sections telling me I have no idea what I'm talking about, and they always tell me the exact same things. The two things they tell me is well, Sun God is not a giant snake. Nika was established since Skypeia. You are stupid for thinking that the Sun God was a giant snake from Skypeia. The second thing they tell me is that, well, Luffy's shadow was shown turning Skypeia. Therefore, Nika was always foreshadowed. In this video, I'm gonna break down why Nika never existed before chapter 1018. I'm gonna literally show the manga chapters of the giant snake appearing. I mean, to me, it's absolutely hilarious how this Nika came to the story over 1000 chapters into the story, and now it's the main focus of One Piece. One Piece used to be about, oh, we have to find the One Piece treasure. Now it's forgotten completely. Now One Piece is all about Nika. All of a sudden, a random god that was introduced 1000 chapters into the story is now the main focus of One Piece. The One Piece anime should be renamed Sun God Nika, the anime, because One Piece no longer has anything to do with the treasure called One Piece. The entire story is about Nika, a god that was never established, a god that was just recently introduced. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous how the entire story is focused on this Nika that was never mentioned, never established, and One Piece, the treasure, the name of the manga, has been completely forgotten. The entire hype is now all about Nika. And honestly, what's even the point of becoming the Pirate King once you became a god with the ability to literally manipulate reality, catch lightning, turn into the size of a skyscraper, create an explosion so powerful that it looks like a nuclear explosion? Luffy can do literally anything at this point. Luffy was even able to turn the strongest creature alive into a goofy cartoon character. So now let's talk about how Sun God Nika is a massive retcon. Let's get to the chapter where the Sun God was first mentioned. Chapter 287. And this chapter literally starts with a woman saying that I'm going to meet the Sun God. Then we go to the sacrifice, where the villagers call out the god of rain, god of the forest, god of the earth, god of the sun. The next thing we see is a giant snake appearing, and after that, the snake appears, and the villagers say, what a divine form you have taken, O great Kashigami. I've had so many One Piece fanboys who simply do not understand the story come to my comment sections and tell me, you are wrong, the giant snake was not the sun god. This chapter, literally, like, read the manga panel. Why would the villagers tell a random snake, what a divine form you have taken? It's clear to me that the villagers believe that this snake, this giant snake, Kashigami, is the manifestation of Sun God, Rain God, Earth God, Forest God. The gods have taken the form of a giant snake. If this is not enough proof that the only Sun God was a giant snake on Skypeia, a snake that lived 400 years ago, and backwards people performed human sacrifices for the snake, I got even more proof. Let's look at another translation of this exact same chapter. This translation starts off the same way. God of the rain, God of the forest, God of the land, God of the sun, a giant snake appears, but the only difference is that in the other translation of the exact same manga chapter, it's more clear. The translator literally says the snake is a god. Is that what gods look like? Is this enough proof that Sun God Nika never existed? The only sun god in the entire story, the only established sun god in the entire story was from 400 years ago that backwards people worshipped, and it was a giant snake. Well, if the One Piece fanboys who are so delusional and they don't want to accept the fact that Nika is a massive retcon are still not happy, in the One Piece Wikia they literally mention Sun God Kashigami, the giant snake, as the sun god, rain god, earth god, and the forest god. Even the people editing the One Piece Wikia understood that while reading this chapter that yeah, the giant snake is the sun god. The second thing that the One Piece fanboys always tell me is that you're a liar, okay? Luffy's silhouette way back from Skypeia looks like Nika's shadow. Therefore, it was always foreshadowed from the start, and Nika is not a retcon at all. Okay, this is very easy to debunk. Taking something from the past and changing it in the future is literally called a retcon. I mean, in order for Nika to be foreshadowed, it should have been shown before Luffy's shadow, right? All Oda did was take Luffy's silhouette from way back in the past, like 20 years ago, in the past, bring it to Wano, and then paint Nika all over Luffy's silhouette. I mean, that's literally what Oda did. How is this foreshadowing? The silhouette of Nika should have been shown early on Skypeia, and then when Luffy dances around the campfire and we see Luffy's silhouette looking exactly like Nika, that would have been foreshadowing. But taking something from the past, changing it later, 20 years later, is literally a retcon. And Nika is the biggest retcon I have ever seen. Name me another series where the main character, 20 years into the story, randomly becomes a god, and then the entire story is focused on this god that was never mentioned for over 1000 chapters.